Hello students, in this video we will solve some problems based on the chapter Chemical Kinetics. As you have already learned the theory part and the chemical equations as well as the formulas which are related to chemical kinetics. So remember all the formulas that you have studied in the chemical kinetics chapter. So based on them, we will solve the problems. So first one, calculate the overall order of a reaction which has the rate expression. First one, rate is equal to K into A raised to 1 by 2 into B raised to 3 by 2. So here they asked you to calculate the order of the reaction. So order of the reaction means what? It is nothing but the sum of the powers of concentration terms. That is written as order is equal to x plus y, where x and y are the powers of the concentration terms. So here the concentration of A to the power 1 by 2 is there, and here concentration of B to the power 3 by 2 is there. So here x means 1 by 2 and y means 3 by 2. So if we take the sum of these powers, how much we will get? 1 by 2 plus 3 divided by 2. That is equal to how much? 2, 4. So 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. So therefore the order of the given rate expression is 2. Similarly, bth one we can solve in the same manner. Here order is equal to, here the powers are 3 by 2 plus the concentration term, that is B, it has the power minus 1. So 3 by 2 plus into minus 1. So if we take the LCM, we will get 2, and 3 minus 2, that is 3 minus 2 is equal to 1 divided by 2. So the order of the second rate expression is 1 divided by 2. So whenever they ask you to calculate the order of a reaction, you have to take the powers of the concentration terms, and upon taking the sum of these powers, we will get the order of the reaction. The second question, identify the reaction order from the following rate constant. So one way to calculate the order of the reaction is by taking the sum of the powers of concentration terms. So in some cases, they will give the value of the rate constant, that is K, and in such cases, so if you observe this A, K is equal to 2.3 into 10 raised to minus 5 liter per mole per second. So what would be the order of the reaction? Remember one thing, the order of reaction, okay, if it is having nth order, then the unit of nth order of a reaction is given as mole raised to 1 minus n, L raised to n minus 1 per second. This is the unit which is used to express the rate constant having the nth order. So now here they have given the unit liter per mole per second. So here L raised to 1 is there. L raised to 1 means here instead of L raised to n minus 1, 1 is there. That means we have to equate that n minus 1 is equal to this one. So n minus 1 is equal to 1. So n is equal to if we take the -1 at this side, it will becomes +1. So n is equal to 2. So order of reaction is 2 for the first one. So by simply observing the unit of rate constant, we can able to find the order of the reaction. Or else you can take this one also, the mole raised to 1 minus n. Okay, so in the given unit, mole raised to -1 is there. So 1 minus n is equal to -1. So what would it become? Minus n is equal to -1. This will also become -1. So minus n is equal to -2. Therefore n is equal to 2. So thus either we can take L raised to n minus 1 or mole raised to 1 minus n. So if we equate that with the given unit, then we will get the order of the reaction. Similarly, in the second one, they have given 3 into 10 raised to -4 per second. So per second, here we can write per second as 3 into 10 raised to -4 mole raised to 0 L raised to 0 per second, because mole raised to 0 is 1 and L raised to 0 is also 1. So thus per second can also be written in this manner. Now again see this formula, mole raised to 1 minus n. So here mole raised to 1 minus n is equal to how much? 0. So 1 minus n is equal to 0. So minus n is equal to, take this 1 this side, it will become -1. So minus minus get cancels. So n is equal to 1. So the order of the reaction for the second one is first. So it is the first order reaction. The unit of first order reaction is per second and the unit of second order reaction is liter per mole per second. Either you can remember the unit directly or you can solve that by using this formula. Okay. Then third one, calculate the half-life period of a first order reaction if the rate constant of a reaction is 6.93 into 10 raised to -3 per second. So here half-life of a first order reaction that can be calculated by using the formula T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K. So this formula we have already derived. So it gives the relationship between half-life and first order reaction. So in order to find the half-life, we should know the value of K. And here the rate constant is nothing but K, that is equal to how much they have given? 6.93 into 10 raised to -3 per second. So therefore, simply by substituting the value of K, we will get the half-life. So here 0.693 divided by K means 6.93 into 10 raised to -3. So dividing this, what you will get? 10 raised to -3 becomes 10 raised to +3 into 0.693 divided by 6.93, that is nothing but 0.1. So the half-life of the first order reaction is 0.1 into 10 raised to 3 seconds. The unit of half-life is second. If they have given in terms of minutes, you have to take a minute. Okay, so this is the half-life. So whenever they ask you to calculate the half-life of the first order or half-life of zero order, we have to use the relationship between half-life and first order. And if they ask zero order, we have to use half-life and zero order. That is given as T half is equal to how much it is? R naught divided by 2K. This is for zero order reaction. Okay. So now it is first order. So we will use 0.693 divided by K. So this is how we calculate the half-life period. Next one, a certain first order reaction is 75% completed in 30 minutes. Calculate the rate constant. Now here, if we consider the first order reaction, we know the formula integrated rate equation, that is K is equal to 2.303 T log R naught divided by R. This is the integrated rate equation for first order. Since they have given first order, so we have to take this formula. Now, what they have given? They have given the time, that is T is equal to 30 minutes. And what is the value of R naught and R? If we know the value of R naught and R, then we can get the value of K, that is nothing but rate constant. So R naught indicates initial concentration of reactant. So initial concentration of reactant means still the reaction has to take place. Means there will be no formation of product. When there will be no formation of product, only reactant is there and the concentration of that reactant is 100%. So thus the initial concentration of reactant, that is before start of the reaction, the concentration of the reactant is 100%. And they have given after 30 minutes 75% is completed. So in 100%, 75% has been completed. Now, how much has been left? That is the concentration of the R at time T. So after 30 minutes, the concentration of reactant is initially 100% is there. Okay, that is initial concentration. In that 75% is completed. That you have to subtract. So how much is left? 100 minus 75, 25%. So that is the concentration of reactant. So now we have R naught and R. Substitute the values in this equation. We will get the answer. So K is equal to 2.303 divided by T is 30 minutes log R naught. R naught means initial, that is 100, divided by R, that is final concentration after 30 minutes, that is 25. So 2.303 divided by 30 will give 0.0767 into log 25 ones are 25 fours are. So log 4. So 0.0767 into log 4 means 0.6020. So how much you will get? K is equal to 0.046 per minute. Here time is given in minutes. Thus the value of rate constant is 0.046 per minute. That is the unit of rate constant. Okay. So this is how we solve based on the integrated rate equation. Next one. A half-life period of a first order reaction is 60 minutes. Calculate the rate constant of the reaction. So here they have given half-life period. So that is T half is how much? 60 minutes. So if T half is 60 minutes, so calculate the rate constant of the reaction. Now we have to calculate K, that is equal to question mark. Now how we can relate the half-life with K? Since they have given first order, so therefore T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K. So we want to find the K, therefore K is equal to, rearranging this, we will get 0.693 divided by T half. So 0.693 divided by T half is how much? 60. So dividing these two, we will get 0.0115 minutes. Okay. So here half-life is given. We have determined the rate constant. So its unit is per minute. So value of K, rate constant, is 0.0115 per minute. So this is how we can find the rate constant by using half-life. Then sixth one, the rate of a reaction A to B increases 2 times by increasing the concentration of A by 4 times. What is the order of a reaction? So in this case, A and B, A is the reactant, B is the product. First write down the rate expression. Rate is equal to K into concentration of A. Only one reactant is there, that is A. Now, if we increase the concentration of A by 4 times, rate of reaction increases 2 times. So here we have to simply increase the concentration of A by 4 times. Okay, so A is increased by 4 times. Now rate should be how much? It increases by 2 times. So if we take the power 1 by 2, then the 4 raised to 1 by 2, 4 raised to 1 by 2 means it is square root of 4, is nothing but 2. So we will get 2 when it is 4 raised to 1 by 2. So rate is equal to K into 2 or 2K. So rate of reaction increases 2 times if we increase the concentration of A by 4 times. And thus the order of reaction is 1 by 2. So order of reaction is 1 by 2. So here whenever we want to find the order of the reaction, we should apply the trial and error method so that we can get the rate which is equal to the given question. So thus order is 1 by 2. If we take 1 by 2 here, the rate will increases by 2 times. Instead of the 2 times, if they have given the 16 times, then we have to take 2 here. The power of concentration of A is 2. If they have given, if the rate constant increases by 16 times. So based on what they have given, you have to think and you have to take the power on the concentration so that you will get the answer. So in this case, the order of reaction is 1 divided by 2. Then seventh question, in a reaction, 2A gives product. The concentration of A decreases from 0.5 mole per liter to 0.4 mole per liter in 10 minutes. Calculate the rate during this interval. So here the concentration has decreased because reactant's concentration always decreases, and it will take 10 minutes to decrease from 0.5 to 0.4. You have to calculate rate during this interval. So how to calculate this? Remember, the change in concentration of reactant or product in a given interval of time is said to be the average rate that you have already studied in theory class. So average rate of the reaction that can be calculated by using the formula minus delta R divided by delta T. So here delta means change in concentration of reactant in a given interval of time, that is change in time. So here change in concentration of reactant, how you will calculate that? Minus, that is change in reactant concentration is calculated by R2 minus R1. So concentration of R1, concentration of R2. If we subtract final concentration minus initial concentration, we will get the change in concentration of reactant. So divided by delta T. Now minus R2 is how much? Final concentration. 0.5 is initial concentration, that is R1 is 0.5 and R2 is 0.4. So final minus initial, that is 0.4 minus R1 is 0.5 divided by change in time. How much minutes? 10 minutes. So subtract this, how much you will get? Minus 0.4 minus 0.5 is minus 0.1 divided by 10. So minus into minus plus. So here 0.1 divided by 10. So how much you will get? It will become 0.01. What is the unit? Mole per liter per second. This is the unit of the rate of a reaction. So here they have given in minutes. So time is given in minutes. So here instead of seconds, you have to take per minute. Okay. So you have to take per minute. So therefore rate during this interval is 0.01 mole per liter per minute. Okay. So this is the answer. So these are some important problems which can be asked from the chapter Chemical Kinetics in your board examinations. So just to go through all these questions and try to solve more and more questions so that you will become perfect in the problems.